Pressure is by far the hardest game of the hunt event. However, this guide is going to show you the best way to complete it, being a complete beginner to pressure. Before we do anything, there is a setting that's going to help you tremendously. Go to the settings tab, scroll down to accessibility, and turn on depth mode. This is going to add indicators to your screen, so it's easier to identify the monsters that are coming in, which is going to help you a lot. I also want to quickly note they did update the game, so now you don't have to run this solo. You can play with 2 players. So if you want to play with a friend to make it easier, you can do that. Or if you don't have one but still want to play with 2 people, you can join my Discord server and try to find somebody to play with there or in the comment section down below. Okay, so now let's officially get into the best way to beat this. So understanding the mechanics of the bosses is going to be the most important thing that will allow you to easily beat this. So we're going to go over all 3 of the monsters and their mechanics so you guys can know this right off rip so you know how to avoid them. The first monster you encounter is going to be the Crooked. The mechanics of this monster is like a weeping angel. If you don't know what that is, basically if you look at it, it stands completely still. If you look away, it will move towards you. And if it gets too close to you, it's going to hit you. Something to quickly note, this will be present the whole entire game once encountered, which you will understand a little more as we get into the gameplay. The second monster you encounter is going to be the Rebarb. This one is way easier to deal with compared to the Crooked because it's not present the whole game. All you have to do to deal with this monster is use your strong flashlight to stun it and it will run away instantly, which once again we will go over once we get to the gameplay. And the third and final monster you will encounter during this event is going to be the Pipsqueak. This one is going to instant kill you. The other 2 do not instantly kill you, but this one does, so you have to be very careful for this. However, it is also super easy to avoid, so you just need to understand the mechanics, which are very simple. So this is where the accessibility feature comes into play here. That helps a lot. Essentially, once you notice the Crooked go inside of a locker, that means that the Pipsqueak is coming. So make sure you're paying attention to the Crooked the whole game. Listen for the audio cues of it going into the locker, or if you have accessibility settings on, you will see the blue indicator on the top of your screen, and that tells you that the Crooked has entered into a locker. So that means you need to now enter into a locker. So you'll find the closest locker to you, and you're going to enter inside of it, and then once the Pipsqueak passes by, you can then exit the locker and be safe. So now that all 3 of these monsters are explained, make sure you memorize them so you can know the game mechanics. After you know how they work, it's going to be super simple to understand how to beat this. So at the very beginning of the game, you're going to pick up the password on the table to the left here, then just head down the ramp and enter the password that you got into the door. Also, if you go straight through this door here, you're going to find an injection on the table here, which is going to heal you for 25 HP, which can become useful if you get hit later down the line. So just continue through the rooms. Don't worry about picking up or searching anything. It's completely useless. And once you get to room 37, you're going to encounter the Crooked. He's going to be standing at the doorway. So you have to quickly turn around and look back to make him come out of the doorway so you can get past. And remember the mechanics from earlier, you have to be looking at this guy. So majority of this game, you're going to be walking backwards. So just keep that in mind. You have to be looking at this guy because he goes up on you very quickly, and if he gets too close, he will hit you. He does not instantly kill you, so you don't have to worry about that, but he will do some damage to you. Another thing I want to quickly note is don't be afraid to get damaged. A lot of people I notice that as soon as they get hit, they're going to get discouraged. They're going to be less confident. You just have to make sure that doesn't happen. You are allowed to get hit. You have 100 HP for a reason. Now you're just going to be continuing through the doors as fast as you possibly can. You do not have to loot anything apart from the password rooms, which we will get to. Also note that the Crooked will sometimes despawn and spawn in around you again, so you have to make sure you're careful of that. So the second monster you're going to encounter is the Rebarb, but you just use your second flashlight to stun it once it's a little bit close to you. It has some range to it, so it doesn't have to be, you know, hugging you. So once you hear that very distinct sound, just make sure you have your flashlight ready and use it. Now the third monster, once again, the Pipsqueak. You're going to notice the Crooked go into the locker and the indicator on top of your screen, the blue indicator with accessibility settings, will appear. You do have about 5 to 10 seconds to find a locker. You don't have to be super stressed about it, but just find the closest locker to you, hop inside, and wait for the monster to pass. Now you will encounter these password rooms. Once you encounter these, essentially all you have to do is find inside of that room a note which is going to contain the password on it. So the one tricky or annoying thing to this is going to be that the Crooked is following you and watching you. You have to be looking at it while searching things, so it can sometimes be annoying depending on like the angle you're searching stuff in. But you can use your second flashlight to stun the thing for a couple of seconds if you need to like look in a drawer very quickly. After you get the password, return to the door and enter the password and then continue like normal. You should only encounter 2 of these password doors, so it's not too bad. I'm gonna let the footage play out so you can continue to see and like kind of study the mechanics that I'm doing. I would recommend watching the full video because it does help learning the game mechanics and what I do in certain situations. It will help you understand better. However, you can also skip to this timestamp on the screen, and that's when I will come back to explain some stuff. All right, so once you get to this big open room here, you're gonna see kind of a control panel. Go ahead and click your interact button to activate the bridge and quickly get on the bridge as it starts moving. It's gonna take you to the other side, and before you can progress, you have to send the bridge back, which is gonna send the crooked back, doing an animation. And from this point forward, you are completely safe. So you just walk through the number 2 door here and then continue along the path that it takes you with. And you're gonna see this kind of control center here. Just go ahead and pull the lever and then go ahead and turn around and look in the doorway, and a monster is gonna be holding the mega token for you. Once you pick that up, the submarine will emerge from the water. You just enter into it and you have successfully completed the hunt. So it might take you a couple of tries to kind of master the mechanics of this, but do not be discouraged. It is way easier than it seems, I promise you. Anyways, if I helped you out, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Go to my Discord link in the description down below so you can ask for help there from other people or try to team up with somebody in the comments below. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.